Hey Leo, Mariah here. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're really well. So I want to get into your reading. Of course, we are mid-November, which is crazy, but the year's almost wrapped up. So I want to see what's going on with you, what Spirit would like for you to know or just convey at this time. So let's get into it. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors for Leo. What needs to be known, conveyed, what needs to be expressed. It could just be anything under the sun. But what would you like for the Leos who needs to hear this? Who needs to hear this? The Death card. Who needs to hear this? Who needs to hear this? We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Hangman in the reverse. We also got the King of Swords in the reverse and a Nine of Wands in the reverse. I keep wanting to say who needs to hear this. But who's hearing you? Who's listening to you? Ooh, I got the chills a little bit. But really, who's listening to you? Who's hearing you? And I want to say that compulsively because it almost feels like when we are going through something, we don't always want another person to give us solutions or be a problem solver or provide an answer. Sometimes we just need to vent. Sometimes we just need somebody to be able to talk to just to get it out. And it feels like maybe the people or the person or the persons that we go to and that we talk to, it's like either they try to come up with solutions or provide some resolution, but it's like, no, I just want you to listen. Or they end up turning that conversation into them and their experience and also what they're going. And it's like, I don't want this to be about you right now. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about what I'm going through. It almost feels like, Leo, your voice gets minimized and you just want somebody to listen to you. Not to solve. Don't get me wrong. We'll get to the solution another time. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next week. But just if I'm going through something, whether this right now financially, things are tough. My living situation, things are tough. My love life or romances, things are tough. If I'm feeling confused or uncertain in life right now, and I don't want you to try to turn it into your life situation and how you can relate. I don't want you to turn it into, here goes resolution A, B, and C. Just hear me out. That's what this feels like. So I ask you, Leo, who do you go to? Who do you talk to? Who do you speak to? Where you can just have a safe space, a comfortable space to vent without judgment, to vent without condemnation, to vent without being thrown answers or quick solutions. Who's actually taking the time to truly digest what you are going through, your personal experiences, and how it's affecting you. Not how is it affecting somebody else or how a similar situation affected another person, but how it's affecting you. And I think here for me, this is where, I'm like getting emotional, but for me, just feeling it, I think this is where I'm getting a little choked up. Just a moment of transparency and being vulnerable with you, because that's a heavy burden to bear, and I think right now you're going through some major transformations that may not be the most comfortable. And I'm not going to sit up here as a reader. I know you guys come to readers for answers or to get some insight or some clarity, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm no God, I'm no prophet. I'm just a regular woman that has a great intuition and knows how to read these damn cards, but I'm not a prophet. When I see and I can feel you going through major life changes that may not be the most comfortable, almost feeling like you're having to shed your skin while you're alive. You can literally feel the flesh peeling off the body because you are going through such a drastic change that, again, it may not be comfortable. In those moments, we just want somebody to listen. We want somebody to hear our perspective. We want somebody to understand us and not become combative or argumentative or, again, judge us or become silent towards us or feel like we're a burden because, we just want somebody to go to, but they have their own life circumstances going on and, they feel like they can make us feel like we're too much. And I think we all need somebody. I know a lot of times we can say we're strong and I got this. And sometimes we're placed in positions where we have to be our own friend and our own armor and our own strength. And we have to be our own hero, if you will. But based on how we are born and made biologically, we do need human connection. And that's what I just feel. I don't know what the purpose of this reading is. Maybe Spirit is allowing me to let you be seen by somebody. If you feel like you're not being seen by somebody, if you feel like you're not being heard, I hear you. I see you. I don't know what it is you're going through. I don't know your entire life circumstances. But you are seen and heard. And if I'm being led to convey this, that means even if you are feeling like you have nowhere to go, to turn to, or just a space that you feel really safe to vent and truly vent and be yourself in, where you can really lay it out on the line. If Spirit's giving me this message, then that's Spirit wanting you to know, if you have no one else to turn to Spirit. And I know, as cliche as that sounds, but sometimes that's the only person we can turn to is Spirit. But you are going through a change, a very drastic change. This is all about you're getting your wings. You're getting your wings. You're getting your wings. You're getting your wings. That's what's coming. Like the Red Bull commercials coming to mind. Red Bull gives you wings, but not in the literal sense. Give me a second. I don't want to get confusing. You're getting your wings. And that's what this reminds me of. It's like the most beautiful feathers are the ones that's torn and pieced back together. Those are truly the most beautiful feathers. And that's what it may be feeling like to if you connect, I don't know if you will or not, but where you feel like your feathers in some way have been torn apart, pulled apart, plucked apart. But in due time, they will come back together to be so beautiful. All of them wrapped in different experiences and different memories. All of them intertwined with different hurdles and different obstacles. All of them laced with different levels of sorrow and triumph and happiness and melancholy. But all of them are going to paint a definitive picture of beauty, which is you. But as we go through this process of having our feathers plucked, who do you have to go to be able to convey how much it hurts? Do you know? Damn, this is like a very abstract. I didn't expect this. I did not expect this to turn into this. Let me see something really quick. Why is this death here? Why is the death here, this rebirth for Leo? I'm gonna show you. I don't know if you've seen what happened, but literally the entire, well, half the deck literally just fell into my hands. The only two cards that are in somewhat, legible condition is the Queen of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Everything else completely collapsed. But for me, that's very symbolic. That's very symbolic because I wanted to understand why something is. And everything just came out as a mess. That's what we may be feeling like. Whether it's our life in total right now or maybe a specific sector of our life where we feel like it's just a mess. Having to untangle a ball of weave, just having to undo that. Whatever this mess is, whether it is, again, our finances, our relationships, our living situation, our job, our own internalized emotions. It's like having to untangle a ball of mess. And the more we try to untangle it, the more tangled it gets. So I go back to this death because, again, we got the Queen of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. This is your stability, your comfortability, but this is also the belief in yourself, your confidence, your security in yourself, that vigor that you have. It's what you may have thought once was is no longer is. No longer will it be. The you that may have had, whether stability at one point, maybe the ideal finances, maybe the ideal relationship, family situation, that's being stripped in some way. And that's painful. You're going through a metamorphosis process, and metamorphosis is never easy. But during this process, again, I get that tangled weave. Who's able to be a soundboard for you as you're going through having to, again, pluck each and every single feather out of your back. So that way you can piece it together and create a beautiful version of you. That full mental, emotional, psychological, and spiritual. You're going through a full-on spiritual transformation. And it ain't easy. I ain't gonna sit here and say it's sunshine and rainbows, because you know personally it's not. I gotta convince you of that. But I think if I'm getting to the premise of this reading, let me wrap this up. I don't want to stay on this too long. If I was to get to the premise of this, I think sometimes we may want clarity. We may want to have an understanding of how to untangle this entire weave. Where do we start? How do we start? What the hell do we do? How do we put out these mini fires or whatever's going on in our life? But sometimes spirit, sometimes the universe will make you sit in that. Sometimes spirit will make you sit in that mess. So you can really process and digest that. You don't want to be back in that again. I had a good old friend, and I'm going to leave it here on this note. She always used to tell me, you could have either chicken salad or chicken shit. Which would you prefer? And I would tell her, of course, chicken salad. She was like, of course. But the reason why you would want chicken salad is because you had chicken shit. And by eating chicken shit, you know you don't want that again, right? And I'm like, yeah. Sometimes the universe works in the same kind of analogy, where it will force you to sit in some uncomfortable situations. And as you sit in them uncomfortable situations, you are going through a metamorphosis. And it first starts with the spirit, then it starts with the spirit, then it starts with the psychological state, and then it comes downward. And you may be in a period, Leo, where you're going through that metamorphosis, but you may be in the phase where you're having to eat the chicken shit to understand that you never want to eat this chicken shit again. And once we are able to move out of this space, which you will, right? Because it don't rain forever. And you know this. Life is cyclical. It does not stay like this forever. You'll know, I want chicken salad. And you know what that tastes like. You won't have to deal with this, not in the same capacity again, but you are going through a huge metamorphosis. And I think the spirit is wanting you to understand that and have clarity on why certain things are happening for you, why you are going through certain things, and the infrastructure that you're going to have to set up for your future, so that way we don't have to repeat this specific period in life that we're in right now again. But you need somebody to vent to. That's what I get strongest for you. Who do you have to vent to? Where you can just vent. Don't throw solutions in my face. Don't make it about you. Don't try to become combative. Who can you just go to release? I think that's a highlight here. Leo, I'm going to leave this. I don't want to get too wrapped up emotionally in your reading, but I just feel for you. Whoever's going through this, I wasn't expecting this to be the reading, but hey, it's here. Know that I do love you. Know that I care about you. I wish you well. I really do. I love you. Bye, Leo.